Hello, good evening, friends. Can you hear me? Okay. How is everyone? Gargi ma'am can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. You can turn on your video if you wish to. Okay. So how was the paper, everyone? How did you find the paper today? Essay paper, UPSC, CSE, 2021 essay paper, the first paper. Very tough. Okay. Okay. Challenging.
We have a shocking also, sir.
Shocking. Out of box. Okay. Okay.
Funky. Funky is the right word. Okay.
Hard. No, to be very honest, I tell you that this year's paper was difficult. This paper was difficult because it was on unexpected lines, and all the topics were the kind of topics that you had to do brainstorming there itself. You cannot just prepare and produce. You cannot do that. Okay. Many a times we are lucky to get a paper where we have whatever readings we have done throughout the year, we can use it while the exam directly in the exam hall. Now this topic was like that, where you have to think, you have to interpret the topic, and then you have to use all your readings and you have to come out with a essay that time. Okay. As surprising as the COVID pandemic, someone is saying. Okay. Ma'am, what was your reaction, first reaction to this essay?
First reaction after reading all those 8 topics, na sir, it was quite like UPSC is on something. I mean, it has like upped its game, and it wants its students to be, beyond, generalist now. The
Okay.
paper was actually, it wanted them to think with their whole mind. There were twin pressures today for the examination. One was COVID, obviously everybody is dealing with that, and secondly the paper was of a kind that it would have created a lot of pressure on the students at that moment. It was not easy, sir. I've like talked to so many students since morning now, and everybody is like, the paper is unexpected, ma'am, it cannot be attempted like that. First attempt walon ka bahut mushkil hai. So everybody is facing this problem. But I believe, sir, this exam required a very calm mind in order to actually write a good essay. It is not easy to attempt an essay like that.
See, my reaction, I have 2-3 points to make here. I have 2-3 points. First of all, although the paper was difficult, but still, if you see in both the parts, there were at least one topic, okay, one topic which was not difficult to interpret, okay, and you, if your choices were good, okay, if your choices are good, you can write a very good essay, okay. And second was that ethics is playing a very big role in this kind of essay paper. Ethics, your understanding of ethics, concepts of ethics, GS paper 4 is playing a very big role, very big role. If I think if you are very good in essay, automatically we actually, if you're preparing for ethics now, you're preparing for 500 marks. I think so, because I see 2 or 3 topics, I see directly word to word they are picked from your ethics syllabus. I'll come to those topics right now, but my impression for the last 2 years, because even in 2019, then I saw in 2020, and then 2021 is like it clearly establishes that at least one part or at least 4 topics you are getting directly from the ethics syllabus. So they want you to be a person who appreciates these ethical issues, spiritual issues. See, last year also there was one spiritual topic. Okay, ma'am, you can go and you can see last year also there was one spiritual topic, and this year also there were 1 or 2 spiritual topics. Ethics and spirituality on the border of that. Okay, there are topics that needs a lot of understanding about ourselves, okay, inside, looking inside ourselves and understanding our real nature.
Yes.
That is the point. Even last year also there was one topic on mental health, okay, related to mental health. Directly it did not come, like directly they didn't mention mental health, But yeah, last year also there was a spiritual topic having a spiritual dimension. This year again we have one or two topic having spiritual dimension. Okay, the quote of Hegel had a spiritual dimension. We'll come to those topics. But one suggestion I would like to make, that if you want to do good, okay, if you want to do good in these types of paper, okay, you have to be very good with ethics. Understanding of ethical concepts which are mentioned in the paper, you have to be very, 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 very good. And second, what you have to develop is you have to develop a good decision making inside the exam hall. Because what will happen that if you do not choose the right topic, you might write 2 pages. After that, you will be running short of words. Am I correct, ma'am? What do you think? Like in these type of topics, if you select a wrong topic, it will be very difficult for you after writing 2-3 pages to like decide.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. Here in this kind of paper, it is very important that you choose a topic carefully. आप कोई भी टॉपिक ऐसे नहीं उठा सकते हैं इसमें. ज़्यादा words मिलेंगे नहीं, though it may appear that it is easier, but then you have to look into the content also. We actually discussed it in our last previous session also about it, that the choice of the topic is very important these days in the examination. So don't think कि सबने लिया होगा मैं इस पे नहीं लिखूंगा या लिखूंगी.
Yes.
But यहाँ पे think about your own self in the exam rather than analyzing the brain of other candidates. It is more important.
Many aspirants I have observed many toppers saying that this is an easy topic. I would not write on this topic. I'll write on some other topic which appears very attractive. Do not commit that kind of mistakes, particularly when we have essay topics as dicey as this, where even interpretation of the topic is challenging. Understanding the topic is very challenging, particularly in that moment of 5 minutes. You have to understand the topic and you have to start jotting your points. Once you interpret the topic differently, your entire essay might be very different on different lines. Okay, it might not appeal to the examiner.
Exactly.
Okay, because in a moment of flash, you have to understand, okay, what is this meaning of this topic? Okay, maximum 1 or 2 minutes you can take. After that, you have to start jotting down your points. So if you do not understand the topic completely, okay, it is a lot of probability is that you will write on something else which is not very close to the topic. Okay, because in UPSC they have told that you will be only awarded marks if you write close to the topic. To write close to the topic, it is very important to understand the topic. Okay, so understanding the topic is very important. So go for easier topics, go for topics where you have crystal clear understanding. So choice, developing an ability to choose is of paramount importance in such kind of essay. And second is your conceptual clarity about ethics. Your conceptual clarity of ethics. We'll come to the topics. This is this I wanted to tell you. Let me just let us just read the topic. Let us just read the topic. I'll just share the screen so that we all can read the topic. Okay, just 1 second. I'll just share. Yeah. Can anyone see the topic? Can everyone see these topics? I hope everyone can see that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us do an exercise. Let us do an exercise. I hope you don't mind doing this exercise. Let us take a poll. Okay. If you suppose you were writing this essay, which topic will you write? Okay. Which topic will you write and which topics are easier topics to write in? Let us do part A. Okay. Let us take 5 minutes. 2 minutes for choosing the topic here and 2 minutes for choosing the topic here. Okay, let us do that. Okay. So let us take a poll. Let us take a poll if I may take, let us take a poll. Okay. For part A. Okay. So which topic do you think you will choose? Okay. Part A, topic 2. Okay, part A, topic 2, most of them. Okay.
I see a close competition between 1 also, sir. 1 and 2 in section A, and then I think 2, 5 and 8 mostly are choosing that. And somebody is saying 4 and 5 also. Okay.
Okay. See, I personally felt that these 2 topics were very direct. Okay, these 2 topics were very direct. And you can relate to the current context and you can score a very good marks if your little bit of also your ethical reading on ethics is good. You can write a very good essay on these two topics. My personal understanding goes that these two topics are very easy to manage and could have scored very high marks. You can score very high marks if you write these two topics because they are less controversial and you have enough points and you can relate to the current affairs, particularly this one topic. The philosophy of wantlessness is utopian while materialism is a chimera. Okay, this is a very easy topic and we will discuss that, how to go about these topics. Okay, and as far as part B, ma'am, what do you think? Part B, which topic you thought, like you think that is easy to manage? The students should have attempted that.
5th and 8th are quite easy to manage.
7th and 8th.
5th and 8th, so 5th
Okay.
and 8th. 5th and 8th.
5th and 8th. Okay, 5th.
It's easy, sir. 5th wala, it's
Fifth
mostly about
on
women empowerment.
Yes, women empowerment. And 8th, or 8th you're saying?
8th, yes, because uska, I think I can think of n number of dimensions on that topic.
Okay.
So I believe that, mostly students who are studying, current affairs properly, they can easily write on both these topics. Yes, 6th and 7th, both are challenging to think upon. But, if somebody is really, working hard on their essay skills, they would have attempted that also. It's not that, very tough kinds of, but it is challenging. 6th and 7th are challenging topics.
Similarly, ma'am, this topic 4th is a very challenging topic too.
Yes, I agree.
If you have not read the Hegel's philosophy, okay,
yes,
it is very difficult to write here. Okay, understanding and doing the right interpretation inside the exam hall is challenging. See, let us be honest, let us be humble. We are not here to come do Google search and come here and throw some knowledge on you. Okay, I'm not here for that. Okay, my entire effort is to remain as realistic, as grounded as possible. Okay, as possible, because I think from the point of aspirants. Okay, what a common average aspirant would do inside the exam hall, and what he should do if he wants to succeed, what he should do, that is my only concern. So I have just looked at this topic in the morning and then I had some work to do. I have just I'm reading it. Just imagine that I'm reading it from the first time. Okay, so what I think was that these two topics were very easy to manage. These two topics, particularly this one and what ma'am has said, this one was very important. I'll tell you my interpretation. I'll come to that. First, I would like to hear ma'am's interpretation. We'll start with this topic only, ma'am. We'll start with topic 5. If you are okay with that, we'll start with.
Yes.
We'll discuss the strategy. Preeti, we will discuss the strategy also. Let us briefly discuss the topics, particularly the very easy topics. And we will prove to you that even in the toughest paper ever in the essay, in the past 10 years of the UPSC exam, new pattern, okay, how in this paper also, with the limited reading what you are doing it, you can score, still you can score 150. We'll prove to you. Okay, that is the agenda of this webinar. Let us start the webinar. Okay, let us start with part B. We chose topic 5. We'll explain why we chose topic 5 and what you can write on that, how to think on that topic, how to brainstorm that topic, and why this topic has come. I will put my view, and Gargi ma'am, she has scored 150 in essay, one of the highest marks ever scored. So she will also throw her point on how to tackle this topic. Yes, ma'am, please, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that introduction. See, like I said, students, that, this particular topic is not that, tough to do. One thing is that, you need to understand what it is actually referring to. Hand that rocks the cradle. Now, hand that rocks the cradle, we only refer to mother. Okay. Then it is talking about the cradle. Cradle here means her children. So this is actually a poem also. If somebody would have, made an effort to search this topic, this is actually the title of a poem. Okay, so in that they're actually emphasizing upon the importance that women have and the kind of strong influence that she has on the events through her children. So how she has that kind of influence, that is, that primary care that she gives to her child. Okay, that is how she's shaping the attitude. Now here I'll directly take what sir tells me, that nowadays the essay paper is becoming kind of a reflection of our ethics syllabus only. Here also, in the very first topic, we read about family institutions and the impact of mother on the child, or the family on the child. So the first person that comes in contact, or the first teacher of a child, is her mother. So whatever the mother is teaching the children, they have a direct impact of it on in their life going ahead, right, sir?
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, from here I take it. Now you can form two parts of it. Okay, how a woman, an empowered woman, that is one word that we were choosing, that it directly deals with women empowerment. Yes, women empowerment is one of the important terms that we can give to this topic, but along with that, it is about so many other things also here. Okay, now one thing is that a mother may be or may not be educated, but still she has certain values that she can impart on her child. Okay, here is where we will bring in our ethical point of view, wherein she is developing the cognitive, emotional, and the attitude of a child right from the beginning. Am I correct, sir?
Mm-hmm.
The important thing comes in. Then secondly, if we talk about women empowerment, if a woman is empowered, she's given literacy, she has higher literacy rate in our country, she would be able to teach her child better. She would be able to give better education. She will impart them better social skills, and also emotionally and physically also the child would be better. Now with physical, I mean that she will be able to give better nutrition and all this. So these are the kind of the dimensions that we can bring out in this particular topic.
Ma'am, one more, ma'am, I would like to quote one quote here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
When I was preparing for the UPSC examination, that time I had prepared a number of quotes for women.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think one quote suits here. Okay. So I had to disturb you in between. Sorry for that. There was one quote which I read, that if you educate a man, you educate a person. And if you educate a woman, you educate a civilization.
Yes, sir. Absolutely correct. एक हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, सशक्त नारी से ही बनेगा सशक्त समाज.
Yes,
so
yes.
If a woman, like sir mentioned, if you're educating a woman, you're educating the entire civilization. So here with empowerment, we should emphasize one thing is on educating the women. Now when you are writing about educating a woman or empowering a woman, you must in this essay mention certain data.
Yes,
you can mention certain data from NSS, okay, previous, whatever we have available, the census, education wala, literacy wala, in order to support it, fine. And how women are, how many households are led by women in our country, and how things are happening. So iske do dimensions aap likhenge, ek wo jahan pe you are empowering the women, okay, और एक जो second part आप essay का बना सकते हैं, where actually things are lacking, and then in the end, while you concluding the entire essay, you can actually from what can be done. So this is the kind of a general a format or a general structure that you can form of this essay.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, can I say something like
Yes,
what
sir.
I had? See, my understanding why this topic, when I looked at this topic for the first time, it directly stuck to me, because cradle, the word cradle, it clearly shows, okay, it's on women empowerment. Okay. So if you see last 1 year, if you observe, if you have been reading newspaper for the last 1 year, you see there has been a theme. What is that theme? The theme is on, if you see the nutrition, okay, nutrition. And if you see demographic dividend and all. Okay. So in that context, the gender dimension has been like very much. Okay. Gender dimension. You see recent NHFS data also, National Family Health data also. Okay. In that survey data also, the women health, okay, women health, and how does women health impact the child? Just I'll draw a diagram here. Many people say how to draw diagram and all, because here we can just show this. Suppose is a woman, okay, women, then child, okay, that child gets adolescent, then that, like that entire this cycle, this is an entire cycle, life cycle. Okay. So in that context, we can relate to that. The recent, you have to link to the current affairs. The more and more you link to the current affairs, you see recently even the the government has decided to increase the age to 21 years of marriage for women. Okay, that has also a relation. Okay, why are we increasing the age of the women? Okay, because it has been proved that when we delay the age of women marriage, okay, women get educated. Women get educated, they get empowered, and then when they go into marriage, they have less number of children, and the children they give birth are healthy, and like the entire the nation will get benefits. Socio-economic benefits will get in forms of demographic dividend, health dividend, and all. There are various kinds of dividend. Even we have seen that women who get married late, they can work, they can contribute to the economy. Ma'am, can we write these dimensions? What do you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. These are actually the dimensions I'd already pointed out. I was just giving the structure, sir.
Okay.
This is absolutely correct. So what you're saying it, we can actually use the data to substantiate. Okay, like I've just, the mean age, like you said, we've already had a bill that has been passed to increase the age, right? So if you look at the data that we have like an average mean age at which the girls are getting, married now in India is 22.1 years. Okay. Now that age is in rural areas it's 21.1, however in urban areas is 23.1. And actually I think there was a report also by UNDP also some time back in which it was mentioned that if a woman gets married later on in life, she will develop, she will have a better cognitive skill also in her own mind. She would understand the kind of nutrition that I need to provide to my child and how my child needs to be in his or her life. Right. So these kind of things, yes, we can mention, like sir mentioned. This is absolutely essay. Along with that, sir, I have also prepared like some other dimensions that I believe.
Yes,
one
ma'am.
is that in economic independence. Now, there was, I think, a news sometime back only in which it was mentioned that, the women, the working women, they have, a woman who is actually busy doing her home things and also her office stuff. They have a better positive attitude towards their child. And they give, better environment in the home for the child's development. And also, she is able to hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So she, a working woman is actually able to give a greater dimension to the child's brain's development. The cognitive development of a child is better when a mother is also working. So that economic independence also gives a financial, security to the child's future also. And here we can also add the point of a single mother, because in India it has now been there are a lot of single women who are raising their children very well. So a woman who is empowered completely not only gives their child better nutrition, better life, better education, but also better mental development also. So these are the few points that you can write. And then some historical aspect that you can mention. See, so like we discussed about spatial and temporal, dimensions of the essay. So in if you would want to write the temporal one, you can highlight the importance of a woman as a mother in older times also. In Vedic age also, if you've seen, I mean, if you remember that, the importance of a woman as a mother was more as compared to woman as an individual. So in those times, माँ की importance हमेशा थी. So you can write that aspect. Then you can also give reference to Gautami Putra Satakarni and how mother was respected. So that respect to the mother can be mentioned here. And then later part also you can write names of some famous women who have led greater kings and queens in their life. So that historical aspect you can add. And then yes, that ethical aspect can be mentioned in here. Then also in governance with empowered women, now that we are mentioning about empowerment of the women, so if the participation of women in our governance and our polity has also increased, so there is a better policy development. We can even talk about gender based budgeting and all that is now being introduced, because we have influence of civil society also, in which women are playing a greater role now. So yeah, those aspects can also be mentioned here.
Okay. Now I would like to hear from aspirants. Aspirants, can you, anyone has to say anything? Anyone can raise hand. Okay, Aditya Singh wants to say something. Let us see their opinion. What do they think on the topic? Yeah,
Yes.
please go on. Please go on. Shivam Avasti, you can go on.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, what I was thinking, so we have been discussing it about the hand that rocks the cradle. It's all about women. Can we give it some other dimension, like the responsibility of a father as well? I mean, both the parents should take it as this, and I think we can say that hello.
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you.
yes,
Go on.
please. Please.
Okay, so we can say that the manner in which we nurture our newborns, that will impact the tomorrow of our civilization as well. So can we include the father's
Gender
responsibility as
neutral. You
well?
wanted gender
Yes,
neutrality. Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, we can say the civilization or the countries which nurtures their newborns and provides things for them will tomorrow rule the world. And not, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That in that manner.
Okay. Others, anyone else? Anyone else has to say anything?
Sir,
I
Sir,
believe that
means
Yeah, go on.
good evening, sir. Good evening,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, first of all, this essay paper I was seeing in other groups also. So there is a lot of hue and cry that it is very unpredictable kind of essay paper. So actually, it is unpredictable. But sir, in section A, the part number 4, the real is rational, rational is real. Actually, my sir optional is political science. So, sir, this part can be easily dealt by someone who is from political science optional, because I think this is a statement of Hegel.
Hegel, yes, yes.
So, sir, I think, sir, somebody who is from sociology or this philosophy or political science optional, that person would have easily understood this topic. And of course, other aspect is also very important, like connecting to the current affair and all. And sir, in the first part, section A, the process of self-discovery has been technologically outsourced. Sir, there was one
See, we will.
edition of
we,
Yojana.
yeah. Okay. Tell me. Go on. Yes.
Sir, it was about yoga something.
Hmm.
It was on the origin of yoga and all. So, sir, I think, sir, I think that particular Yojana is very much useful for this topic.
Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone has to say anything on this topic? Anyone wants to say anything on this topic?
sir,
Good evening,
regarding
sir,
this,
Ramesh.
Yeah.
May I say something?
Okay. Go one by one. Ramesh. Yes. Go on.
Sir, when we talk about the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world topic, now, ma'am has said that there is a element of woman empowerment, especially the mother. So I just want to ask, what should be the the weightage to the woman empowerment as well as the mother? Because as the topic is concerned, what I think is it's all talks about the mother.
Yeah. Mostly mothers. Yes. That's why
Yeah.
I told you. I told you the diagram.
Uh,
Like the mother
But,
is there, the child comes from the mother. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But in terms of mother, we also drive the element of woman empowerment. So I just want to know how can we have transition from the motherhood to the woman empowerment.
Okay.
So can I answer this now?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
See, Ramesh, very good
Madam,
question
sir,
that
class
you
battery.
pointed.
Hmm.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. See, it is a very good thing that you've raised, but if you would have read recent reports, now we pointed out, see, anybody is a mother. I mean, who gives birth is a mother, right? Importance of mother cannot be, neglected in anybody's life. In my life also, my mother would have played a very strong, she had played a strong role, but if she was in rural area, or if she never had any information or knowledge about things, what is happening in the world, okay, if she was not an independent woman, maybe my attitude towards life would have been a little different. Okay, so that is why we talk about importance of mother, and we talk about empowered mother, not only empowered women in this essay. This is what we actually would need to refer here.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
Can I speak?
Yeah. Please go on.
Yes, sir. Adding to your part, we discussed the first part of hands that cradle. We should probably also focus on how the woman is related to rule the world. So maybe we can add examples on the 17th Lok Sabha, which has highest number of women, and various countries like the New Zealand and the Scandinavian countries who has women president, prime ministers who got elected recently. And of late, even the corporate world, there are so many women CEOs coming up, and there are many from India also who are the women CEOs. So this
Yes.
shows that the woman is not just limited to cradle and kitchen now, but she can also rule.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, adding to that, we can add civils, SHG, and cooperative societies.
Yes.
Yes,
we
yes,
can.
we can. Yes, yes.
And
Okay.
electing. Yes.
Sir,
Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Sir, can we also mention the anecdote like it was mentioned in the Indian Express about the Pfizer vaccine made by the woman?
Yeah. Women scientists, women,
Yes, yes.
women in politics, women in economy,
Women in
women in
STEM.
corporate.
Yes, in
I'd like to
STEM knowledge.
STEM, science and technology. Okay, then I think first topic we have discussed enough. Okay, let me just now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I just want to share one thing, sir.
Yes.
Sir, should it always be in a woman and children, sir? I just want to point out, can we impersonate a woman as a Gandhi or a political influencer and the child as a non-violence? So Gandhi gave birth to non-violence, and we are still on the way of non-violence. We are having non-aligned movement. And for whatever the international policies we are taking, we are just following this. So Gandhi, as a mother, gave non-violence to India.
See,
Can we mention this, sir?
no, I think let avoid such kind of things. Why? Because see, in the exam point of view, exam when examiner will correct your essay, okay. So he does not devote, I think, more than 5-10 minutes to evaluate one essay. So why to take the risk of writing something which does not directly is a direct interpretation of that? So my personal suggestion would be that let us keep it as simple as the topic is. The topic is very simple. Hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Basically, it is about the significance of mother or significance of motherhood in terms of anything. You can social dimension, economic dimension, okay, psychological dimension, political dimension. So try to get these dimensions. You have, everyone has suggested a lot of facts. So better to link to the recent this thing. Recent Beti Batao, Bechi Padhao, like Beti, that thing you can, many things like government policies, government programs, recent data, recent survey, and link to that and keep it grounded. Why you want to take it to another level or another interpretation and take the risk that examiner will understand my interpretation or not? Let us not do that. Let us keep it as simple as that. See, our point today was we wanted to show you that the essay topic, although is very, like, there is a lot of hue and cry. I'm telling you, I've spoken to a lot of students, my students who have got ranks, IPS, IRS, IAS. So everyone said that the paper is very tough. The paper is very tough. But this session, I have just kept one session today that how to choose, even in this tough paper, if you had little bit of presence of mind, you could have chosen a easier topic. You have used how you have used your current affairs and written a decent essay, and you could have got 125, 130 marks. That is the agenda here. Okay, that is the agenda is not to explain this topic to you. That is not the agenda. I'm telling you. If you, I think if you have joined for this, you can move out. The agenda is not that. Agenda is that in this tough topic also, how can I choose 2 or 3 easy topic, and in next year, because this topic is not going to next year. So even if I discuss this topic in depth, okay, 2 hours, it's not going to fetch you marks next year. Okay, that is not the agenda. The agenda is for next year, learning from this thing. How can we prepare for next year? That is the point. Okay, that is the agenda of this seminar. Okay. So, ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Now, if you permit me,
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, I want to add 2-3 lines.
Yes.
Sir, as you said, the agenda of this whole session is not to explain the topics, but overall analysis of this essay paper. Okay.
Yes.
So, sir, what I have developed, because I am your regular student from last 2 years almost. Sir, if we properly read the newspaper, and if we regularly solve the DPS and the DPN we follow, and we are able to connect the dots, Like, sir, you are talking about this cradle, this women empowerment. Sir, we can write about the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan and all, how women are badly affected there, and all multiple dimensions like social, political, economical, the international relation part, or how women are winning Padma Shri and all, tribal women and all. So, sir, I have not got all this idea from somewhere else. I am regularly reading the
Yeah,
DPN
yeah.
only, the DPS only,
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
only, and sir, how women were badly affected due to
See,
the COVID
I'm telling
lockdown
you
and all.
now only you go. Yesterday I gave a topic. In that I clearly mentioned in essay topic women empowerment, and you go to the society question also tomorrow. For society tomorrow, I have given 2-3 questions on women empowerment. I have said
Yes,
that
sir, yes.
nutrition problem or malnourishment problem in India is a gender problem. And this gender dimension and climate change, a lot of gender dimension questions I have given in the society also, in the essay also. So already in essay, one gender dimension question has come. And tomorrow in society also, I am supposing that a lot of questions will come. Let us see tomorrow what will happen. So let us go to the other topics. I just mute others and let us go to the next topic so that we talk on other topics also. Ma'am, are you there, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm there.
Ma'am, I'll now talk about this topic. Okay, this topic I'll talk about this small
Yes, sir.
topic.
Yes,
Then
sir. Yes,
then
sir.
I will give you to talk on some other topic if you feel like. Okay, so philosophy of wantlessness. Philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is chimera. Okay, well, how do you pronounce it? I don't know exact pronunciation of this word. Okay, but the meaning. See, I might not know the meaning of this. So if you understand Hindi, what you can do is you can read the Hindi interpretation given in the question paper itself. In the question paper itself, it makes very clear that the meaning of the word chimera is Maya. Okay. So question says that the philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. This means that it is an ideal world, utopian world, okay, which does not exist. Okay. While materialism is a chimera, is a Maya. So you have to now write somewhere in the middle. You have to write somewhere in the middle that even this is not possible or even that is not possible. Somewhere in the middle. So if you see in the last 1 decade, there is one philosophy which is gaining, acceptance among masses, particularly in the Western world. Can you name it? Let me see who can name this philosophy. Let me see who can name this philosophy. I will give him a small gift. Who will name this philosophy? Can anyone name that philosophy? What is that philosophy? Let me see who can.
Bentham, Jeremy Bentham.
No. What philosophy is like becoming like a lot of people are talking about it. You see a lot of YouTube videos also on that philosophy. Can you name that?
Utilitarianism.
No. Anyone
No,
else?
no, no.
Anyone?
Sir,
Anyone?
there is a lot of acceptance of this.
Okay. It is minimalism.
Okay.
Have you read this word minimalism? Have you gone through any video on your feed? Have you gone through this video? Minimalism. Philosophy of minimalism. Okay. So in this.
That Gandhi, sir.
Yeah, Gandhi. Okay. But these days, even like in the Western world, people are adopting this minimalistic lifestyle. Minimalistic life where you don't go like, you are somewhere in between, not like wantless, neither in materialism, somewhere in between minimalism. And you have to basically link this topic to basically what is environment and climate change. Environment and climate change. Okay. Environment and climate change. I think this, ma'am, what you would like to say on this topic? What is your interpretation of this topic?
Sir, I'll listen to you first.
Okay. So see, my point is that if a person writes this topic linking to climate change, okay, linking to, because generally what we think that, okay, suppose how to basically tackle this environmental degradation, what is happening. Okay, one reactive approach is that we should go back to how we used to live in the pre-industrial era. Okay, that is one way. Other way is what? Okay, let us continue living like this, the consumeristic lifestyle, the materialistic lifestyle, and at the end we are doomed. Okay, so how to find a way out? The way out is what? Minimalism. Life of minimalism, where we do not sacrifice our wants. Okay, we do not sacrifice our wants completely, but at the same time we have a balance. We have a balance between both of them. Okay, you see nowadays most of the homes, even you see most of the homes, not just like in Western world, even in Indian world, most of the people, rich people also, they are designing their home with this minimalism idea of minimalism. And I would like everyone of you, please go and read about this philosophy of minimalism. Okay, so it is somewhere around. See, even wantlessness is a utopian idea. We cannot like most of us cannot go to that utopian idea. Okay, or we cannot practice the philosophy of wantlessness. On the other hand, if everyone follows this materialism philosophy, then we are seeing what is happening to the entire world. We are having climate change. Our existence is threatened by this climate change. So what do we do? What do we do? Should we sacrifice everything, sacrifice our wants, or there is somewhere a midway? There is somewhere a midway. Okay, and that midway is what is called minimalism. How many of you agree with this kind of interpretation of this topic and the relation to the current affairs which I am trying to make out? Yeah,
I agree with that.
Sir, can we add a few more aspects like
आप देखो ना, देखो 1 second. Circular economy यही है. Circular economy क्या है? Like suppose I have a mobile phone. Where is my mobile phone? Okay, I have somewhere my mobile phone. I use it, and I knew iPhone has come. Okay, I cannot like I do not have iPhone, but my point is iPhone 12 has come, iPhone 13 has come. So we just want to throw that phone. We want to buy a new phone. Okay, that is what is happening. Okay, so this idea of circular economy, that it is not like linear economy. Linear economy is that you buy, you use, you throw. But now we are going for circular economy, 7R, reuse, recycle, okay, that refurbish. So that idea of 7R, and we can write a very good essay on that, somewhere relating to the current context, not make it very philosophical. See, one way is to make it very philosophical. I don't think people generally get marks for that. Generally, I've seen people getting marks on philosophical topics who write an essay which is grounded. And in the last 1 year, if you are reading newspapers, climate change, consumerism, consumer behavior, energy consumption, circular economy, resource efficiency, so many things we have read. And yesterday also I gave 2 topics on that, 2 topics that predicted essay topics. And I think this essay can be easily tackled linking to the climate change and the environmental degradation. This can be easily tackled. Let us now see opinion of others also. Yeah.
Yes,
Sir,
I believe that yes, it can be tackled like that. But here I think we can add other dimensions also.
Yes,
just to add a few more. One is very nicely you mentioned that we can add the environment and climate change wala dimension. Along with that, I think we can also mention about corruption that is happening in our country. Okay.
Consumerism,
So,
yes.
yeah, consumerism. Yeah. So we can add other various things also. We can give like examples from historical perspective. We can talk about Buddha here. I think that Buddha's theory here would be like the best suited example in this. If we really want to connect it with other dimensions, not making it very philosophical essay, then we can talk about economy, of course, and other things also that we can mention in it. So this is how I believe that a lot of, after your explanation of this topic, I came out with these dimensions that I can add into this essay. So this is what I believe.
Thank you, ma'am. Others, anyone has to say anything?
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, we can add few more aspects, like you said, environment and climate change. We can connect it with capitalism, industrialization,
Yes,
and
yes.
consumerism. And as ma'am said, philosophical part, we can mention the middle path of Buddha, and we cannot forget to mention Gandhi's least food carbon print.
Yes. वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना. It is on climate change. It is on carbon footprint. Circular economy. What is circular economy?
Sir, we can mention COP26 that was held, and all that issues. Sir, what I mentioned a few times before, everything is given in DPN and DPS and newspaper. All we have to do is connect the dots and restructure the essay properly.
Yes. So if you see this this topic, I think if you are writing connecting to the current context, you will get a fairly decent marks. You will get a fairly decent one, 55 to 60% marks. You can easily manage on this topic if you are able to connect to the current context where we are talking about circular economy, we are talking about reducing our consumption, reducing our carbon footprint, and link this philosophical topic and make it grounded to the present problem and solve this problem. See, we have a problem of climate change. Okay, what is the solution to that? There is a philosophical solution to that, because philosophy defines our way of life, and climate change to a great extent is a problem of our way of life. Okay, so how do we solve it? One way is that we go to a philosophy of wantlessness. Okay, we start discarding material things. We start discarding it, disowning it, and we go to the old period where we did not have these kinds of gadgets, we did not have these kinds of things. But that is not possible. Other hand is that we continue doing that, then we all know we are all doomed. So what is the midway? The midway is a life of minimalism, where our minimum needs, we are satisfying them. We are not going to the Stone Age. We are using these modern gadgets, but we are minimalistic. We are going for minimalism. We are going for circular economy. We are going for recycling. You see scrappage policy, cars. You just see cars. Just give an example, car example, car. So suppose I think, no, I have to go to minimalism, and I have to go to wantlessness. I do not own a car only. Is it possible in today's world where we have to travel to our workplaces when time is so valuable? Can we have a situation where we will not own car? We will own car, but what kind of car? How many cars? Okay, that is the idea. Now we see in one home, father has one car, mother has one car, children has another car. So lot of carbon footprint. Okay, so that's what this, I think you can link to the present context. There is one interesting fact. Okay, that if everyone in the third world starts living the life of average American, then we will need 7 Earth. Then we will need 7 Earth. Okay, so that is what you can connect to, and you can solve a common problem. We can write first philosophical understanding of this topic. I'll come to that, how to tackle these philosophical essays. I'll come to that. So this is my interpretation of that. Another topic which I felt was very easy and you could have written is this topic of your perception of me is a reflection of you, and my reaction to you is awareness of me. Okay, see, attitude. Okay, attitude is what? Attitude is what? How do we react to the external world? Okay, how do we react to the external world? How do we interpret the external world? That is what is our attitude. So your perception of me is a reflection of you. So how I perceive you basically is a reflection of me only. How do I see world? Suppose I see this world, okay, the world is not right, the world is unjust. Okay, this is a reflection on me. If I am positive, I will think about the world in a positive way. If I have negativity inside me, I will look at only negative things. So this is more to do with this ethical aspect of attitude. And second is reaction of you is awareness of me. So if I'm aware, suppose someone disrespects me, okay, but if I'm aware of myself, I will not react to that disrespect. Okay, you're getting it? Gandhiji has once said, okay, someone disrespects you, okay, you choose to not get disrespected, okay, because you're aware of yourself. Why do we get offended? Because we are not aware of ourselves. We're not aware of, then we get agitated. You're getting it? So, ma'am, what is your take on this topic? Your perception of me is a reflection of you. What is your take on this? Is she there? Okay. Others, what is your take? Others, can you come in? The people who are attending the seminar, what is your take on this? Your perception of me is a reflection of you. Yeah.
Sir, in this topic which we are discussing, can we again, of course, essay has to be multidimensional. So again, we can write about this hate.
No, that I will come. See, that I will come. How to draw examples. That I'm coming. That I'll explain you how to do that. But the meaning is this only. The meaning is this. Meaning
yes,
of the essay.
Sir,
yeah.
In fact, when we use social media and all, we come across this statement many times.
Okay, great. Others, anyone has anything to say on this topic? Anyone has to say on this topic? Anyone? Anyone would like to say something? Okay, Krishna, Venkatesh, Chirag.
Hello.
Yes. Kamal.
Sir,
yeah.
yes, sir. Good evening, sir. This topic, as I'm an optional student of sociology, there is a topic in sociology which we call as symbolic interactionism. Like how in a society which we grow, there are some opinions and some hereditary things that are put upon us, and they only teach us how we should see everyone in the society. So like that only we see everybody in the society. Like whatever others' opinion is, I also form the opinion based on that person's opinion only. So that is my perception on other person. So I think we can use this symbolic interactionism from sociology as an introduction to this topic, to open this topic in such a way that we only...
Here I will have a word of caution that do not use very technical terms from your optional subject. Please do not do that. Previously also someone from the political science optional was talking about that. So I have a note of caution. Please do not use your optional technical. You use the understanding of your optional, but do not go by optional terms, terminologies. This might be dangerous for you. Okay. Anyone else has to say anything? Komal?
Okay, sir, thank you.
Sir, can we also write about various errors in the perception, like stereotyping and all other things?
Yeah, we can see. Suppose yes, your perception of me, sir. See, a woman. Suppose there is a woman, okay, and we perceive women in different ways, okay. So women might say, okay, your perception of me is a reflection of you. So there are three men, okay, they are perceiving women in different ways, okay. So their perception is a reflection of this man. You're getting it? So we can have various dimensions to it.
Okay,
hello, sir.
Yes.
I could think of an example, sir, like with how the Pakistan foreign policy towards India and
very good.
India.
I was coming to that. I was coming to that international dimension. See, India and Pakistan, international dimension. Okay. Suppose Pakistan is perceiving us as enemy, or we perceive Pakistan as an enemy, or something like that. Anything. So yes, very good dimension, international dimension you can talk about. Very good. Anyone else?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir. I want to speak a bit about topic third, sir. Philosophy of wantlessness is space, sir. Sir, what I can see from this topic is that this topic says that I can infer that it is about human needs, that human needs are unlimited. For example, we can take our own freedom struggle, sir. Once we got the freedom, after that our needs were more. It does not mean our needs were satisfied. We wanted now social empowerment, economic empowerment, elimination of poverty, etc. Sir, I can see that, sir. We can use that dimension also in third essay, sir.
Okay.
Oh, because human need is limitless. If you want something, if you get it, you will obviously want something more. It is our nature.
Yes.
So wantlessness is actually utopian, because the desire to live is also a want. It is a desire. So if you want to die, it's also a desire. So it's not possible to be wantless.
Yes. So you got these two dimensions. Now I'll come to the point. I'll explain to you how you need to develop points. Now, if suppose once I am fixated, like, okay, I have to write on these two topics. So what you need to do is you have to develop that. I'll be teaching in the essay master class. There are 10 classes, 10 sessions I have planned. So how to brainstorm things. So what I will do, what you can do is that you can draw a temporal dimension, okay, temporal dimension and sectoral dimension, okay. And you can think of various topics, like on various dimension, on political dimension, economic dimension, okay, social dimension, science, on the dimension on science, on ethics, and you can develop some points both on the temporal dimension, in the sense that you can go to the past, you can talk about present, and you can also talk about future. In the future, what would happen? Okay. So in that way, you can generate points. For example, this one, your perception of me is a reflection on you. Okay. Your perception of me. So a woman, you can start writing like a woman. Suppose you can start with an anecdote. You can start like an anecdote. Okay. You can start like this. Okay. You are a woman, and in an office, you are going in an office, and in the office, they are thinking that you are not capable. Okay. And they are not giving you, promotions, or they are not giving you opportunities. Okay. Then you might say, okay, their perception of me is reflection of them. Okay, not my capability, but about what they think, what they are inside. Okay, you can start with that some anecdote, and you can end how to change this perception. Okay, how to change perception. And second, my reaction to you is awareness of me. My reaction to you, you see, many many times, any kind of conflict, communal conflict. Okay, why does it happen? Because we perceive something. Okay, we perceive something, but how do we have to react? So if we are aware of ourselves, we don't need to react. Getting it? 1 second.
Yes, sir. We need to respond. Actually, reaction is a compulsive thing. We need to work towards heighten our perception, heighten our awareness, and we should respond. We should not react in the very first place.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So that thing you have to write. Now you have to, for that only you have to give various dimensions. You have to give examples from history. You have to give examples from society. In various segments of the society you can talk about. Okay. So it is all about I'm telling you, these topics are all about generating more and more examples. The more and more examples you write, the better your essay will be. Okay. So you have to develop and practice a lot of thinking. You have to develop your thinking skill inside that exam hall, and you have to write a lot of essays. Otherwise, even if you understand the topic, it will be very difficult to write 1,000-word essay on that, because you have to generate at least 7-8 dimensions, 7-8 examples. Then only your essay will be a good essay. Otherwise, your essay will not be a good essay. Okay. So how to generate that points? You have to do some exercises, regular exercises. Then only you will be in a position to tackle such kind of essays. Otherwise, I'm telling you, it will be very difficult that day. It will be very difficult that day. Okay. Ma'am is there. If she wants to talk about some other topics, is she there?
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Would you like to talk about some other topics? Your section B you have chosen?
Yes, sir. So before I talk, one thing that you mentioning about practicing and everything, that is good. We need to practice. But listen, this is to everybody, whosoever is attempting now. It is very important that along with, adding the dimensions, you don't have to go beyond the scope of that. Don't just, keep on writing anything that comes in your mind. You have to stay on the topic. Okay, so UPSC is asking you to, bring out dimensions, bring out your own creativity, be genuine as much as you can, but also along with that, it wants you to stay on the topic itself, right? So in the earlier topics that we discussed about the Cradle one and also the theory of minimalism, so we can bring out a lot of dimensions and everything, but don't just divert your mind away from the topic and write, something that is very alien to it. Okay, so this is one thing, very important. It will come with the practice only. Like sir is saying, you need to do a lot of exercises. You need to, train your mind in order to write only what is specific. Don't go beyond what is specific. Stay within the scope of that topic. See, now you have seen past 3 years papers, 2019, 20 and 21 now. We've seen that the importance of philosophical essay is increasing, and also, it is pointing towards the importance of ethics. Now, these topics, they are very open-ended topics. You can write anything that you want on these topics. You may have n number of dimensions. However, you need to limit your, thinking so that you stay under the limit and also within the scope and the specific, you write only the specific points that are required from you as a future civil servant. Okay, so this is what we need to keep in mind, and it will come with practice and exercise only.
See, one thing, ma'am, one good example I get. See, when Britishers came to India, okay, they had a perception about us. Okay, they had a perception. Okay, Indians are like this. Okay.
Yes.
But how Indians reacted? First, they became more aware about themselves, their culture. Okay, and then they responded. You getting it?
Yes.
Ma'am, can I write this dimension? What do you think?
I think, sir, this is quite relevant, but we don't really have to go a lot of into it. I mean, this is very good example that we can write. Of course, we have to write the historical perspective also. This is a very good point that you have mentioned here. But we need to limit ourselves. Here, I will mention that whenever we are writing something, sir, our mind is something that, it will keep on running. We used to, say that, I didn't know anything. I just wrote thousands of papers. I just wrote tens of papers and, I got marks and I just, managed to pass. So here in UPSC, it's not just about passing, it's about excelling. We need to win this race. So for that, we need to keep whatever arguments we are writing, we need to be specific, and if possible, we need to substantiate them. If we can, whatever we are writing, we should substantiate them.
Yes. Okay, ma'am, would you like to talk about some other topics on like part B?
Yes, sir. I'll take up this topic. There are better practices to best practices. What I understood was here that we are talking about that one shoe fit all approach cannot be applied everywhere. We in certain sectors and every places we have certain best practices that sometimes are suited for that particular situation, maybe for that particular time. But as we evolve in time, as we move ahead in time, we need to evolve better practices to deal with that particular situation. So this topic, this particular topic is actually pointing towards that only. So you want to add something to it, sir?
No, yes, there are better practices to best practices. The meaning is that there is no one best practice. Okay.
There is one, yes, there is no one best practice.
See, in public administration, sorry ma'am, in public administration there is always a thing that okay, unique way of doing or best way of doing. Okay, but there is no best way of doing it. Okay,
exactly.
So,
exactly.
But to write on this topic also a little bit, it becomes very challenging. The point is that okay, initial 1 or 2 pages you will write with the flow, lot of energy. But can you brainstorm and can you write 1,000-word essay on that topic? That is a big challenge. How to brainstorm this? Okay, there are better practices to best practices. Okay, so ma'am, what dimensions do you think we have to write here?
So same thing, my approach is always the same for any topic that I pick. I bring out the spatial and temporal aspects of it. Okay, I just we can here in spatial we can actually talk about the practices in various countries for one particular situation. Like we can take example of COVID here also. So how we are dealing with COVID in India, it is very different, with the US or maybe some European countries, how they are dealing with COVID situation. Then again, time also, sir. If we talk about, policy making in pre-independence era, post-independence era, so it has been different how we are doing now. So what best practices we adopted after 1947 till about 1990s, they were different. And after 1990, we had certain other policies that came in. We had liberalization happening in India. We had new concepts of globalization coming into existence. So those kind of things, kept on changing. So these kind of dimensions we can bring in. Yes. So the dimensions can be one, you can write historical aspects, what we were doing in India before independence and what happened in post-independence era. Secondly, we can talk about the economic policy development in India. Right now, earlier we had no digital economy. Now we have digital economy, and on top of it, we are moving on to crypto. We are moving on to something different, which is beyond understanding of a common man now. So the policy dimensions are changing. We had to bring in new laws. We have different practices to deal with these situations, which may not be present at that, in pre, 1990s era. Now things are changing.
Ma'am, one more thing, like how would I have approached this is that best practice. Okay, what is the meaning of best practice? Let us start with that. Okay, so best practice is a practice which is accepted universal. Okay, then only it becomes best. Okay, but actually anything is universal? No. Why? Because most of the things are contextual. Okay.
Yes.
They need to be suited to the context. Let us see one example. We have one scheme. Let us take one scheme. Okay, water management scheme. Yes. Okay, water management scheme. And the government of India comes out with a water management schemes for entire country. Okay, this is the best practice you follow. But actually, what do we see when we start practicing that scheme or implementing that scheme on the ground level? We come to know, okay, this scheme is not valid here. This scheme is not, situations are completely different. So what the larger point here you have to make is that what is first of all definition of best practice? Definition of best practice is that something which is universal. Something best is best. But actually there is nothing best. Why? Because best is basically context specific. What is best in India cannot be best in America. What is best in US cannot be best in Australia. Okay. So, like COVID only, ma'am beautifully gave an example of COVID management. COVID management in rural areas has to be different. In urban areas has to be different. In urban areas, in slums, they have to be different. In post locality, they have to be different. There people are having spaces. There have to be different. So we cannot go and say that this is the best way of doing it and we bulldoze other practices. No, that is not the way of doing it. And a lot of literature is available on this, on governance. In governance, we talk about best practices, and we talk about comparative study. Comparative study. See, best practices comes out of comparative study. They don't come out of just, okay, I think this is best, so it is best. No, comparative study is needed. So you see this centrally sponsored scheme, a lot of has been going on. This centrally sponsored
in fact, on every sector, like in capital formation, human capital formation only, it is different for, states which are in North India. It is different for states in South India. We talk about different, approaches that we need to follow in Northeastern states.
Yes.
So these kind of things, the best practices, it cannot be defined ever.
And you can write security dimension. Security, some places tackling Maoism, some way is better, some way somewhere is better, some way law and order is better, some way the social aspect of handling is better. Okay, we cannot say that this is the best way to tackle this security threat. Okay, we cannot say like that.
Similarly, with infrastructure development also.
Yes,
we
PPP,
face problems with talent. PPP, exactly.
Yes.
So we face problems with respect to development of infrastructure in hilly terrain and northeastern states, whereas it's not that difficult in states which have plains, like other northern states like Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh. Places like these, they have very not that difficult terrain. It is easy to develop the infrastructure, and if you see the ground level road conditions also, they are much better as you go into the northeastern states, or maybe higher up like Uttarakhand and all those hilly areas. They have that difficult management of infrastructure there also. So, and also in the coastal areas, where regular places which have higher rainfalls, so you can mention these kind of dimensions. Like I mentioned, sir, this topic, you can bring out n number of dimensions.
Yes.
Basically on policy development.
Yes,
this is
policy.
mostly on policy development. Things, I mean, two main points that I jotted down is that, things change with time. So best practices also change with time and also space.
Great. Good.
So you need to bring out an essay in which you first of all define, or first of all address the topic, wherein you talk about what best practices have been in use, and then you say, then you bring out a comparison between the best practices and better practices. These are the two key words here. So you will talk about the changes with time. You can also actually give reference to our constitution only, sir. Our constituent assembly, they had this thing in mind that nothing is permanent.
Yes,
Change
great example.
Change is inevitable. That is why they kept an option of
Amendment.
amending our constitution with time. With exigencies of time, we need to change.
Yes.
So these kind of things you can incorporate on your essay.
And I'll just briefly talk about this. See, the process of self-discovery has now been technologically outsourced. See, self-discovery. Okay, self-discovery is technology outsourced. I think one of the best example of this is that today, like when we go for a career, okay, what do? We generally take a psychometric test online. Okay, we go, okay, what kind of personality I am? They will take a technological test, a psychometric test online, and we think, okay, we are discovering like that. So the process of self-discovery has been technology outsourced. How do you think? Is this is this an interpretation also? Ma'am, what do you think? The process of self-discovery. See, previously, how do we used to discover ourselves, our strength, our weaknesses? But now we have,
Yeah, I believe that, earlier, even before this social media, wave that came into our country and, across the globe, we were mostly, interacting between us. We used to, find out, various things, our thinking, our attitude through that interaction between our peers, our family and everything. Now everything is like over the internet. You're right. We have these psychological tests going on, and somehow people tend to compare themselves with those online bloggers or whatever people, influential people on the internet today, and they try to develop their personality according to that wave that is going on social media. So that is the influence that we get. Now it is actually technologically outsourced. So it is not that, physical interaction that we used to have earlier. Like you and me, we will sit together on a table. We can talk about our views and all that. And maybe I like your views, I'll develop it. And also, secondly, through books. Earlier, in our families, we had that habit, reading good books, develop good minds. Now it is going on internet, develop your mind. So that is that technological outsourcing that is happening with the developing, for developing our attitude.
See, one larger point I would like to make is that isme likhna thoda tough hai. My only point is not the understanding of the topic is tough, but to really write good content for 1,000 words, I think it is challenging. Similarly here, might be even if it is from your optional subject, but to write a general content, 1,000 words, I think it is tough. But if you write this topic, topic 3, to write 1,000 words, to link it to the current challenges, to link to the current government policy is very easy. Similarly, this topic, it is very easy to write, and last topic is very easy to write. That was my entire agenda. I'm not here to discuss like the topics completely. I was explaining to you that if you choose the topic rightly and you use the knowledge, whatever you are reading, okay, even on the toughest paper, you will get one topic which you can easily write comfortably. You can write 1,000 words and you can fetch that essay can fetch you 125, 130 marks, which is one of the good scores in UPSC. This year, I think 125 will be a very good score. Okay. So if you wrote on these two topics, the philosophy of wantlessness and the hands that rock the world, or there are better practices than the best practices, and you gave a number of examples, number of context you gave, I think getting marks was very easy. But on the other hand, if you have chosen these other topics and you wrote, then I am afraid that I think you must have struggled, okay, or you will struggle writing on these topics. That is my only point I would like to make. With that, we are approaching towards the conclusion of our webinar. Here, I would like to make one point. I would just like to tell you all that every Friday we will take one essay master class. Okay, every Friday. Next Friday we are starting with the very first class, and we will focus on such kind of philosophical topics. And Gargi ma'am will also contribute. Okay, we will help you. Or if you can go through that essay master class templates, what are the 10 master classes are designed in such a manner that will help you. It will be more on exercise oriented rather than lecturing. Okay, many of the places you will go, they will try to just lecture you how to write essay like this, like that. So it will not be like that. It will be more of interactive, more of exercise based. Okay, so next Friday will be the first class. This is the first class. Okay, this was the first class where I wanted to tell you about the topics, how to select. So next Friday we are starting it. By Friday, February mid, we will end the masterclass. There are 10 master classes, okay, every Friday, and it will be exercise oriented sessions. It will not be like lecture mode. It will be exercise oriented session where you and it will be more of interactive. So this I wanted to tell you. So if you want to make use of that, kindly you can register yourself, or you can telegram me. I love to see you in the essay master classes. The agenda of the essay master classes is to empower you to handle these kinds of topics. That is what is the agenda, and I, along with Gargi ma'am, we will help you do that. If anyone has any other doubt, anyone thinks to say, you can say. Otherwise, we will try to wrap up. Ma'am, anything you want to say? Anything else? Okay, she has left. Okay, can anyone has to say anything? Anyone has to say any doubt? Anyone has any doubt?
हेलो
Yes, yes.
सर, जैसा कि मैम ने बोला कि ज्यादा टॉपिक से हमें डेविएट भी नहीं करना है और साथ में मल्टीपल डायमेंशंस भी इंक्लूड करना है।
हाँ,
तो सर इन दोनों में बैलेंस कैसे हो पाएगा?
वही
जैसे
बैलेंस वहां से होगा कि आपका जो टॉपिक का अंडरस्टैंडिंग कंप्लीट होना चाहिए. If you do not understand a topic, then only you will write outside the topic. If you understand the topic, how can you write outside the topic? When you will write outside the topic, when you don't understand the topic completely.
ओके सर, ये जैसे सेकंड ऐसे है परसेप्शन वाला, इट इज ऑल अबाउट एटीट्यूड, है ना?
हाँ.
तो सर इसमें एनवायरमेंटल एंगल कैसे, डायमेंशन कैसे डालेंगे?
Environmental means in the sense
जैसे क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड सस्टेनेबल अप्रोच, ये सब इसमें लिंक कर सकते हैं क्या?
Your
जैसे हमने
perception
थर्ड,
of me
हाँ,
is reflection of you. My
हम्म,
reaction to you is an awareness of me. Okay, sustainable development in the context. We can say like this. See, one we can link. Let me just try. Let me try. Very good point. A challenging part you have given me. What I can see is I see on YouTube many people buying iPhone, buying cars. Okay, oh, they will. But I will not react to that. I will choose. Okay, I do not need an iPhone. I do not need a car. Can I say like this? What do you think? Because I'm aware of my need. I will not be influenced by that perception. You're getting it?
okay.
You're getting it?
Yes, sir.
Many people might think, okay, I do not have this, I do not have that, I am a poor man, or I am not capable of that. Many people can think so, but I will not react to that perception. I will choose a lesser carbon footprint lifestyle. You're getting it?
Yes.
Link कर सकते हो. My point is link कर सकते हो. करना है कि नहीं? You have to decide inside the exam.
हाँ, बस अगर सर यहाँ पे ये लिंक करते हैं तो ये डेविएट हुआ या फिर बैलेंस हुआ, क्या हुआ?
नहीं, डेविएट कैसे हुआ? डेविएट नहीं हुआ, बट आपको उसको लिखना बहुत सही तरीके से. How do you write? That is the challenge. Okay.
Example.
I just have given you one example that your perception of me is a reflection of you. Okay. So this means the world might perceive you. Your family might perceive you. Oh, he's a very conjuice man. He's a very miser man.
Yes.
He's not buying a car. He's not buying a phone. He's not buying this. But you are aware. I don't need it. You choose a sustainable way of living. You're getting it?
Okay.
The way how you write, that is what you have to develop. Don't you think this is we can link to the climate change or not? We are linked to the environment or not? What do you think?
Yes, sir. It is all about attitude now.
Yes. No. I'm saying the example I gave. You said now how to link to climate change and environment.
Yes, sir.
I have given you one example. Don't you think this is an example, relevant example? What do you think?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
So, see, the Western world might think, okay, this underdeveloped countries or the third world countries, they do not have these things. We have these things. But we might choose, as a developing world, we might choose, okay, we will not go on your path. We will choose another path. Getting it or not? And
Yes,
we are
sir.
doing that. The developing world and India, as a leader of this developing world, we are taking a different path. Now, we are not copying their path of development. Okay.
Okay.
You getting it or not?
Yes, sir.
And many
Yes,
times they are now getting influenced by us. Okay, now we will also go for this sustainable way of life. You're getting it or not?
Yoga and all.
Yoga and all. Yes. Very good.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for this session.
ठीक है, तो आप लोग को मैं जस्ट खत्म करना चाहता हूँ. People who want help in essay is 250 marks and it is becoming very challenging. Very small master class has been designed for you. Please go through that. And if you think that it is useful and you give due importance to this paper, please meet us on next Friday. Next Friday, we'll start with the very first topic, understanding the topic and brainstorming of the topic. We'll do that. The series of sessions have been planned. We would love to see you there. Ma'am, would you like to say something before we end?
No, sir. Just one thing. Practice a lot before you go into the examination.
Yes.
Don't take it lightly.
Yes. Essay paper, don't take it lightly. You are doing such a hard work for your optional paper for GS 1, 2, 3. Why? Do not ignore this essay paper. Do not ignore the essay paper. This can be make or break for you. Okay. So with this, we end. Anyone has any doubt? I would love to hear from them. Okay. I would love to hear from them. Please please tell me the this one also feedback. Please give feedback to ma'am also and to me also about this session. We would love to hear your feedback. Yes.
Sir, is it advisable not to attempt a question from like our optional subject? Like we'll tend to make
it is not
an
about
inclination.
No, it is not that you should not adopt those topics or you should not write on those topics. It's about don't write technical terms, jargons of your optional. Okay, don't use jargons. That is the point. Anyone else? SJ wants to say anything? People who have any doubt.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, for ma'am, so basically, ma'am, that constitutional amendment part was brilliant. I mean, that gave a new perception. And sir, the American dream that not every country should follow that, and we should adjust to our needs. So that was brilliant, and it was a nice session. So just a question, ma'am. So the gender neutrality part, will that be suitable for, I mean, in concluding the number 5 essay, or it will be not under the scope of it? What would you suggest?
No, I gave a thought to this particular perspective of this essay. It is actually a very good point and a very new thing, because we always talk about paternal leaves also, not only maternity leaves, but we talk about paternity leaves also. So yes, that can be one thing. It is not only the mother who is tackling the cradle these days, but it is also the responsibility of the father. So while concluding the essay, yes, we can add this point of view also in order to give a richer dimension, a deeper dimension.
Futuristic vision, basically.
Yes, yes, yes.
Moving towards.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then please give your feedback about the session. Okay, please give your comments. We would love to hear your comments. Thank you. The last advice is, don't take the essay paper like very lightly. Okay, give its due importance. Okay, work hard. Even in essay paper also, essay paper fetches you highest marks than in all the GS paper. Okay, so it's like highest scoring paper. So give its due importance. And by UPSC asking these type of topics, it is making you do that. It will force you to do that. Okay, thank you, ma'am, for investing your time and enlightening these students on the essay paper this year. We hope to see all of you in the essay masterclass session 1. Thank you.
Great.